I know exactly how it feels. Not only to be affected by the inefficiencies of impulsivity and inattentiveness, but to also feel trapped in a self-imposed identity that comes with the label of ADHD. But what if I told you that something like ADHD was not a curse, but actually an advantage that allows us to create ideas that would not be useful for a neurotypical? And if you watch the rest of this video, I hope to give you some insight from the perspective of an entrepreneur on how I'm turning the nature of ADHD into momentum for the entrepreneurial life. And I hope that this allows you to feel a sense of freedom from the shackles of something that is only a stereotype. See, the one thing that I've noticed with a lot of entrepreneurs who have something like ADHD, especially in myself, is that we have an incredible ability to create ideas out of just thin air. We have an ability to think on a level that is not normal for the neurotypical. And if you can kind of think about this kind of goes in hand with the hyperactivity that comes with something like ADHD. And the biggest return that I've personally received was my ability to create systems that work best for my work style. Once I started noticing that I was able to dissect topics on a different level than most people, my highest leverage was to create these ideas, but then I faced a problem. All of these ideas that I would create would never come to life. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. Typically, we have a lot of input, tasks, ideas, thoughts, but for us, it's really hard to connect the dots in our head, so we don't have an output. The result of this is that we tend to get overwhelmed and then just forget the ideas. But for us, it's easier to just forget the ideas than to just get them out of our head. So the way that I have combated this was I created a system for myself that whenever I got an idea, I would grab my iPad and immediately put it onto paper. 15 minutes go by and I have a jumbled, disorganized, just dump of ideas. There's nothing actionable about this. What do? I created another system to turn those ideas into actionable processes, flowcharts, workflows. I even had one of my VAs take all the ideas and create them into color-coded flowcharts. The whole point is you need to create systems based off the way that you work so that you can exponentially increase your efficiency while staying in the position that gives you the highest leverage possible. For me, that's idea generation. And I believe that is for you as well. But here lies the biggest problem. Not a lot of you want to have ideas at all. And that honestly comes with the nature of something like ADHD. We want constant external stimulation, whether that's from our phones, from people. We are not willing to set 15 minutes aside just to let our minds wander off. And if I were to really be honest and think about the biggest breakthroughs that I've had in my entire entrepreneurial systems, career, it is when I allowed myself 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to let my mind free. Simply setting it free from the chains of stimulation allows you to create idea after idea after idea. You start branching off that idea, this idea. 15 minutes later, you now have an entire actionable process that in some cases might actually lead you to an unbelievable amount of success, but the only thing stopping you is you are not willing to have those ideas. So I guess the main idea of this video and what I really want to push forward in the future is letting our minds be free. One actionable tip that I can give you right here, right now, right when this video is done, turn your phone off. If you have an iPad, grab your iPad. If you have a pencil, grab your pencil. If not, a notepad works. What's the one thing that you've been thinking of recently? Or maybe you've thought of some $1 million idea. Anything works. Write that down and draw 5 arrows. The first thing that you think, continue to build off of it until you cannot anymore. Then the second thing, the third thing, I promise you within 20 minutes, you will have an entire mind map of your next project that you should complete. And who knows, that might just be the next $1 million idea. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go do that right now. So I'll see you guys later.